This video shows a trip to Ntonaboma in the Afram plains. Before the construction of the Akosombo Dam, which created the largest man-made lake in the world, that is the VOLTA Lake, there were 700 different villages dotted around the then VOLTA River. After the completion of the Akosombo Dam in 1965, the VOLTA Lake submerged all the settlements dotted around the VOLTA. But because the engineers had envisaged what would happen, the VOLTA River Authority built 52 modern townships to relocate the inhabitants of the 700 villages before the dam was completed. Ntonaboma is one of the 52 resettlement townships built by the VOLTA River Authority, and it is located at the eastern side of the Bosom River arm of the VOLTA Lake and comprises 4 different Akan traditional states that were put together, and these are Akroso, Ajade, Yamoso, and Supom. Ntonaboma is a very serene township with very friendly people. They are hard-working farmers who produce several varieties of very tasty yams as their major cash crop, in addition to other food crops that are traditional staples of the Akans, except cocoyam and plantain. Cocoyam and plantain are not part of the crops Ntonaboma farmers grow because this resettlement enclave is in the Guinea Savannah zone, which doesn't favor the production of the 2 staples which scientists call Xanthosoma mafafa or Xanthosoma sagitifolium and Musa paradisiaca respectively. Many Eres have moved from their homes in the VOLTA region to settle along the Bosom Channel to engage in their traditional occupation, which is fishing. Thus, Ntonaboma is surrounded by several villages occupied by Eres. The fisher folk and the farmers living in the same enclave has inadvertently resulted in the creation of a beautiful complementarity, whereby most often both groups obtain the main ingredients for their meals without cash. The farmers getting their fish, whilst the fisher folk get their cassava and corn dough, yam and vegetables for their favorite banku and fetridachi, etc., through direct barter trading. Thus, long before the introduction of the electronic cash exchange system, the beautiful, hard-working farmers and fisher folk in the Bosom River community had developed their own cashless exchange system. The journey began from the Madina Atomic Junction, so we passed through Dodoa, Somanya, then Pong. Then we went across the iconic Adome Bridge at Atimpoku, passed by Japong, then branched north at Asikuma Junction, then continued to Peve, then to Have, through Amfuega, Sovie, Bando, then finally alighted at the lakeside at Bando Toko. We then got on board the Ntonaboma bound boat called Jinyami, which is piloted by a brave and experienced coxswain popularly known as Captain Agbe. The map you see on the screen now traces our route from Kpangletoko to Ntonaboma, and we enjoyed a very smooth cruise to our final destination. After cruising for about 35 minutes, we sighted the island we see ahead, which lies to the port side of our boat, and it is called Ajabusu. It is the summit of a hill that was submerged after the creation of the Akosombo Dam. There are some monkeys that have been trapped on this island ever since the dam was created. There, to our starboard side of the boat, lies Jakarta, which we got to after cruising for 1 hour, and we berthed on this island for somebody to disembark. The name Jakarta means Jakarta village. I don't actually know the history of the name, but it probably means the first person to settle on that island might have been named Jakarta, or there could have been a lot of Paf Ada, which is called Jakarta in the Ewe language. If there were a lot of Paf Adas on this island when the person came to settle there, it could also be called Jakarta. We are now almost at our journey's end as far as water transport is concerned. There we see the Ntonaboma ferry carrying vehicles and passengers from Supom at Bosomano, that is Supom New Town, at the other side of the Bosom River or Bosom Channel, and crossing to the Ntonaboma side for the commuters to continue their journey to their final destination at Ntonaboma. This place is also called Brejano because before the creation of the VOLTA Lake, the River Bosom was not so wide, so there was a bridge across which people commuting between Ntonaboma and the other side to Donkokrom could cross.
Okay.
This is the landing site of Supum New Town, which is on the left bank of the Bosom Channel. Agbe finally steered the boat to berth at the right bank of the Bosom Channel, which is the Ntonaboma landing site, for us to disembark and continue our journey by road to our final destination. These are some Ntonaboma citizens who had gathered to perform the final funeral rites of their departed loved ones. That day, 5 families had gathered to perform the final funeral rites of their bereaved members. And among these departed ones was Ochiami Kofi Asante of Ajade. Almost every house at Ntonaboma has a mango tree growing in front of it or in the middle of its courtyard. Thus, aside the shade provided by the trees under which people relax during hot sunny days, the citizens, both adults and children, also get free ripe mango fruits to eat as dessert when in season. And despite Ntonaboma being in the Guinea Savannah zone, the wide expanse of tall grass is interspersed with clusters of fire-resistant evergreen trees that grow profusely along the sides of the seasonal streams and in areas where the water table is within reach of the roots of the hardy evergreen savanna trees. Thus, Ntonaboma is surrounded by clusters of forests in which hunters set traps to catch lots of grass cutters. For this reason, all the meals prepared by the skilled Ntonaboma women are served with fish from the VOLTA or fresh or smoked akrantie, and asiam is the main root crop they grow in this area. That is what is used for their fufu, and it's a delight to be served with the yam fufu with bushmeat soup prepared with a type of melon seed they call Rere. The nearest market center is Donkokrom, the Afram Plains North District capital, which has Thursdays as its market day, whilst the second market center is far away Kwandutoko in the VOLTA region, and the traders access the VOLTA region market center by sailing aboard outboard motor-powered boats such as the Jinyame. On the return trip, we crossed the Bosom on the Ntonaboma pontoon to land at SUBMERGED town, from where we took motorbikes that took us to Donkokrom. At Donkokrom, we boarded a vehicle that took us to Agodake, the Afram Plains pontoon landing station, and we were right on time to board the Kwandutoko bound ferry. The trip from Agodake in the Afram Plains to Kwandutoko in the VOLTA region was very smooth, and after cruising for 2 hours, we birthed at the Bando Toko landing site. Bando Toko is a quiet town, but becomes very boisterous on market days and on boat departure days. It was the first inland port to be built along the VOLTA Lake to serve as a critical commuting center that links people in the Afram Plains and other parts of Ghana. Mentioning Bando district makes one recall the irresistible Bobobo rhythms which originates from this district. The Bobobo dance and music genre was created by the late Mr. Nwatro, who hails from Bando Jigbe. I decided to take a look at Mr. Nwatro's town, so I paid a short visit to Bando Jigbe before returning to Accra.